Hello, everyone. My name is Whitley Shuford, and welcome to our 2022 graduation ceremony. I'm sure many of you have waited with anticipation and with great reason too. It's time to begin the next chapter of our lives and pursue bigger and greater goals. I would like to congratulate my friends and classmates for all their hard work leading up to today. And I'm sure that as we head into the next phase of our lives, we can face any obstacles thrown our way with determination, ambition, courage, and faith. Our class is different because we all have our classmate, Miss Michaela Kutcher, to look over us every step of the way. Congratulations, class of 2022, and welcome to our ceremony.
Thank you, Whitley. Good evening, and what a beautiful evening for a graduation. I'm David Hamilton, principal here at Cumberland Gap High School. On behalf of our faculty, staff, and administration, we would like to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2022. Parents, grandparents, what an amazing job you have done with these students. And we'd like to thank you for sharing them with us for these last 4 years. At this time, I would like to introduce our platform. First of all, my assistant principal, Ms. Whitney Bowen. Our director of schools, Dr. Linda Keck. Our assistant director of schools, Mr. Bob Oakes. Our mayor of Harrigan and board member of the 5th District, Ms. Linda Fultz. First District Board Member, Mr. Shane Bunch. Second District Board Member, Mr. Terry Keck. Third District, Ms. Nita Muncie. Fourth District, Mr. Mark Reese. Sixth District Board Member, Ms. Shannon England. And our board chairman, 7th District, Mr. Wade Brady. Our mayor of Claiborne County, Mr. Joe Brooks. And our sheriff of Claiborne County, Mr. Bobby Brooks. At this time, I would like to recognize our amazing faculty. I'm very thankful and honored to have such great teachers that I have the privilege to work with every day. Faculty, would you please stand and be recognized, please? Not only are they great teachers, they are amazing people, and we are very fortunate to have them here at Cumberland Gap. At this time, we would like to recognize graduates who have already signed to serve our country. When I call your name, please stand. Dylan Green, U.S. Marines. Kobe Overton, U.S. Marines. Sam Hinkle, U.S. Marines. Miss Emily Bakies, National Guard. I'd like to thank each of you for agreeing to serve our country, and that makes us at Cumberland Gap extremely proud. Graduates, first of all, I want to say congratulations to you on this accomplishment. It has been a pleasure and a blessing to have been a part of your educational journey. I want to share just a few of this group's accomplishments of this talented class. This group received over $700,000 in scholarship this academic year. "24 of them have graduated with state honors. 27 are graduating with distinction. 6 are graduating have completed the Work Ethic Distinction Diploma. 42 will be attending a 4-year institution. 20 will be attending a 2-year college. And 25 will be attending a trade school with a class grade point average of 3.11. Class of 22, well done. One last thing. Take pride in where you're from and always know CGHS will always be here to support you. How about that Panther pride?
At this time, valedictorians and salutatorian, please come forward. Valedictorian not speaking is Miss Emily Russell. And our first valedictorian speaking tonight is Miss Kaylee Baird.
Thank you, Miss Bowling. So, in my head, I must have been under the impression for the past 4 years that high school just never ends. And yet, here we are, ending what has been possibly some of the most memorable times in my entire life. I guess what everyone says is true, even though I didn't really want to believe it at first. High school really does go by fast. My mind is finally wrapped around the fact that this is the end of our high school careers, and although I'm excited for what the future holds, it hurts to come to the realization that this is an end to one of the things most important to me, and I'm sure many of you here as well. There was a last time you saw your best friend in the hallway and made a face at them, laughing as you passed by them. There was a last time that you joked around with your favorite teacher before class and tried to waste a little bit of time. Most importantly, there was a last time that you walked tiredly through the doors and heard that 7:50 bell ring and hurried to class so you wouldn't be late. At the time, we probably didn't even think of these things being the last time we would ever do them. But all of these last times are so bittersweet. As sad as it is to realize that we won't experience any of these things again, we have to look ahead for the first times that are headed our way. There will be new hallways to walk through, new favorite teachers, though I'm sure we'll never be able to forget all of you guys here. Shout out especially to Mr. Newton, who always pushed me to put out my best work, and for all the great life stories and life advice he gave us seniors here the last few days. And although maybe there won't be any more bells ringing, there will definitely be more days of trying not to be late to class. I hope that these firsts come with great fortune for all of my fellow classmates. This change may be scary, but change is the only constant thing we have in life. Use it to your best advantage, as I'm sure you'll all be able to. I truly can't wait to see the development of my fellow graduates and I, and what greatness the future holds in store for all of us here today. Thank you. Our next valedictorian speaking is Miss Jaden Brock.
Good evening, parents, friends, teachers, mentors, administrators, and of course, the graduating class of 2022. I'm honored to be standing here representing my class tonight. On behalf of the graduates, I want to thank you for joining us. I'm not going to lie to you all. I knew that I had to write this speech for about 2 months, but I didn't start it until the night before the deadline. If you know me, then you know that one reason behind this is because I'm simply the worst procrastinator ever. However, the second reason behind me putting off writing this speech for so long was because I simply didn't know what direction I wanted to take it in. I was stuck between keeping it short and sweet or actually putting something meaningful behind my words, so I decided to try and do both. First off, I'd like to thank some special people. Number one being my family. You all go above and beyond to make sure I get the education I need, and without your support behind me, there's no way I'd be standing here today. I wouldn't trade you all for the world. Second, to the faculty. Thank you for putting your time and energy into my education. Miss Millett, thank you for being the best person to talk to and for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Miss Osmore, thank you for helping me regain my love for math and for being the coolest teacher to talk sports to. To the office faculty, thank you for the everyday laughs, even though the majority of the time we were laughing at Wes and Tyler's girl problems. And Miss Posey, thank you for always being a listening ear and for always checking on me. Third, I want to thank my coaches. Jen Childs, I'll never forget the day I first walked into H5 Livesey and you gave me the absolute most random junk. It was from this day forward that I knew you were going to be one of the people who made the biggest impacts in my life. You and Miss Huguet taught me my love for basketball, but more importantly reinforced the idea that there are things more important in it, like my faith in God. Dennis Klein, Sammy Pierce, and Bethany Evans, thank you all for instilling in me more confidence and determination than I've ever had. As much as I acted like I hated it then, the countless outdoor mile runs after school and the hours upon hours of team bonding made this season my absolute favorite. You guys are my second family. Last and most importantly, I want to thank God, my rock. Despite all of these wonderful people behind me, He's the main reason that I'm standing here today. I've faced a lot of hardship in my life, but because of Him, I'm still standing here, and I'm proud to say that with His help, I have accomplished a lot more than I ever thought I'd be able to. Now, coming to the end of my speech, there's a lesson that I hope you all take with you. Yes, being valedictorian is an honor. Earning this award has been my goal since I was little, and a number of hours of stressing and crying that I put into getting it was a tremendous amount. But at the end of the day, I wish I would have spent more time with my loved ones. I wish I wouldn't have let my stress over my schoolwork affect my mood so much, and that I would have enjoyed sports more instead of unnecessarily worrying about tests. I wish that I could have gone out with my friends more instead of trying to overload myself with work. To the underclassmen, my point in this is not to not care about school, but care about your relationships just as much, because life is going to be hard and you're going to want people to help you carry through it. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce Christian Crumley.
I know that many of you all want to get out of this heat, so I'll try to make this short. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents and my sisters, but especially my brother, who has shown me to do what's right, and has shown me not only what a true friend is, but has shown me a brother who was there for me through it all. Thank you, Gabriel. But most importantly, I'd like to thank God for helping me through the tough trials that I have endured and will continue to endure. Time is a very important aspect of life. Many people fear it, but it's not meant to be feared, it's meant to be used. There's this quote that I like from Lord of the Rings. It says, "All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us." And I think that this quote is so meaningful because sometimes we don't truly realize how limited our time is here on this earth, and that every second we have should be spent towards doing what's important to us and spending our time with those we care about. The most important lesson I've learned about how to live happily is how you choose to look at the time you spend. For example, with high school, it's not about how many tests you passed, but how much you learned from the lesson. With my soccer team, it wasn't about how many goals we scored, but how many laughs we had on the field. With my family, it wasn't about how many times I won playing cards with my granddad, but how many times I smiled knowing he'd been cheating the whole time. The final thing I want to leave with you is to always do the things that are important to you and to do the things that you love and never regret it, because God's only given us one life and it's up to us to make the most of it. Thank you. Our next valedictorian will be Trevor Fuson.
Thank you, Christian. The past 4 years has been an adventure like no other. I've had happy times and not so happy times. High school has been an experience, and I'm eternally grateful for everything that's occurred. Being the smart kid hasn't always been the best, but I'm glad that I could have been that person. Being able to help people understand things that they may not be able to understand is a rewarding process. However, people relying on you has been both beneficial and overwhelming at the same time. Don't get me wrong, I love that I'm intelligent, and if I could, I would change absolutely nothing about myself. But sometimes, I thought that all that hard work and effort that I was putting into school right now was not worth it. However, whenever I became fully admitted into LMU and look at all the scholarships that I attained, it feels like it had finally paid off. This walk of life is difficult, but it pays off in the end. I'm excited to start this next chapter of my life where instead of always relying on someone, be it a parent or a guardian, I will instead have to become more independent. I'm not saying that I won't need a lot of help from my parents, because I definitely will, because it's scary and exciting and so many other things all at the same time. Going to college and becoming a chemical physicist, whatever that may entail, is something that I've looked forward to for ever since I was young. As I'm coming to the end of my speech, I would like to have a special thank you for my teachers and my family. For all the teachers that have helped me to become who I am and grow as a student, and also for putting up with all my silly questions and my know-it-all attitude. An especially heartfelt thank you to Mr. Snyder and Mr. Campbell for helping me rediscover my love for all things chemistry and math. And also, thank you for Miss Barnard and Miss Cook, the current band directors, as the band program is going through a drastic change currently. But my senior year was still one that I have very fond memories of. And finally, thank you to my family for always taking care of me for the past 18 years and helping me when I need it. I love you all, and thank you again for everything. The next valedictorian speaking will be Miss Hallie Green.
It's an honor to welcome family, friends, faculty, and of course the graduating class of 2022. Today is a day that so many of you have looked forward to. They say that your graduation day is one of the greatest milestones in your life. And although that is true, I believe that each and every day is just as important as today, because it is those days that have carried you here. Each and every one of you should be so proud of yourselves to be able to stand next to each other and appreciate one another. The people sitting next to you, in front of you, and across from you are some of the most important people in your life. These are the people that you spent 4 incredible years with. They have shaped you into who you are today. You've made everlasting memories with these people. Memories that I hope we will always cherish. I'll never forget getting ready for Friday night football games with my best friends while we laughed as we put ridiculous amounts of glitter in our hair. I'll never forget screaming our hearts out through Catherine's little pink megaphone as our friends scored a touchdown. I'll never forget when we all thought it was a good idea to show up to the first day of senior year wearing children's backpacks because that's what everyone on TikTok was doing. I'll never forget those long bus rides to and from field trips when we thought it was also a good idea to tell scary stories when we knew that each and every one of us were chickens. Although those moments in our lives have already been lived, we'll always remember them, and we'll especially remember the people who we shared those memories with. Sometimes the moments in our lives get a little fuzzy, and we aren't able to recall every detail. But you never forget who was there, and that's the most important part. I will never forget who I share my memories with. Today is the last day we'll all be together. This is our final class meeting. It seems like it was just yesterday when we were walking in the halls as freshmen with little knowledge of who each other were. And now it's 4 years later, and we're living proof that time does fly by when you're having fun and making memories. As we all go on our own journey into the future to figure out what it is we want to do with our lives, I hope that each and every one of you achieve the goals you have set for yourselves. Most importantly, class of 2022, whatever it is you decide to do in life, I hope it makes you happy. I want to thank each and every one of you that are here today. I want to thank the parents, grandparents, guardians, and loved ones here in the stands. You have been some of these students' biggest supporters. I want to thank my mom and dad for being my rocks. I wouldn't be who I am today without you. I want to thank the rest of my family and friends. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Throughout my 4 years of attending the Gap, I've met some of the best friends that one could ask for. Amelia and Catherine, I met you both freshman year, but it feels like I have known you all my life. Cheyenne, I met you in kindergarten and we became best friends in the 3rd grade. And ever since then, you have been more than a friend to me. You're family. I would like to thank my softball coach, Jeremiah Bean, because you have gone above and beyond for your softball girls. You are everything that a coach is supposed to be. I want to give a special thanks to our wonderful teachers at the Gap. You all have played such a crucial role in our lives. Your kindness and hard work do not go unnoticed. Not only did you motivate me to do my best, but you helped to shape me into the young adult I am today. I would like to thank my elementary and middle school teachers, Miss Heather and Mr. Mack. You both showed me what it meant for a teacher to not only value my education as a student, but also me as an individual. I would especially like to thank my high school teachers, Mr. Snyder and Miss Millett. Thank you, Mr. Snyder, for believing in all your students and for helping to prepare us for what lies ahead. Thank you, Miss Millett, for recognizing my strengths and always having an open ear to offer your advice. To carry on Miss Millett's Good News Friday tradition, I would like to say one last Good News Friday. Miss Millett, we graduated. I've always thought about how I would end this speech. There's one specific quote that I've loved for a very long time, and I've always held close to my heart. I believe that this quote can apply to each and every one of you as we move on into a new chapter of our lives. I would like to end my speech on that quote. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." So, class of 2022, although change is scary and our lives will never be the same as they are now, just know that no matter what challenges you may face in the future, you have to keep moving forward. Thank you. Our next valedictorian is Jeremiah Irvin.
If they didn't introduce me, you probably wouldn't know if I'm Nick or Jeremiah, but that's okay. Today we become graduates of Cumberland Gap. The home of the Panthers is now the home of engineers, doctors, lawyers, and many more. No matter what our achievements are, we should all celebrate our success together. Today is a day we've all prepared for since kindergarten. 13 years ago we started on this journey, and we are now starting on a new journey into our lives of adulthood. Today we are celebrating the progress we have made and the bright future we have made ahead of us. We've had a lot of help to get us to this point, and I want to thank the people that got me to this point in my life. I'd like to start by thanking all my teachers and the staff that have helped me through all the years as a student in school. I would like to thank my friends for taking the stressful times away and replacing them with fun memories. I want to thank my mom, dad, brothers, and all of my family for always encouraging me and giving me support throughout my life. I'm also thankful for my church, which has shaped me into the person I am today. But most importantly, I want to thank God for blessing me with all these great people, and without Him, none of this would be possible. We have all worked hard to make it to graduation and have gone through a lot as a class. You might think about all the tests we had to take or finishing a paper a few minutes before it's due, like I may or may not have done with this speech. Maybe you think about our transition to online learning for a period of time, or maybe you think about when we started high school 4 years ago, or the anticipation of graduating as a senior. Whatever it may be, we should all be proud of ourselves for all that we have accomplished. As I close, I want to leave you with one final quote I recently heard in class from Mr. Snyder. Life may be hard, but you have to keep on grinding to reach your goals. And by the way, I am Jeremiah. Thank you. I'd like to introduce our next valedictorian, Nicholas Irvin. If they did not introduce me, you probably wouldn't know if I was Nick or Jeremiah, but that is okay. Did you get deja vu? Anyways, I'd like to begin my valedictorian speech by congratulating the class of 2022. I would also like to thank the ones that got us here. So first, I would like to thank all the staff and teachers that have helped me through the past 4 years that have got me to this point today. I'd also like to thank my mom and dad for supporting and pushing me through high school, as well as all my family, friends, and church that have supported me through high school as well. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank God for being with me through the good, the bad, and never once giving up on me. Our time at Cumberland Gap has been one to remember. In our 4 years, we have learned a lot. For example, Mr. Campbell taught us how to solve trigonometric functions and how to play ultimate frisbee. Ms. Cox taught us how to write an essay in less than an hour, despite stressing half the class out. Mr. Snyder showed us how to eat well, mix chemicals, and solve kinetics problems all in the same week. I have no doubt all this knowledge will be valuable as we take our next steps in life, but I think the most important thing we have learned over the last 4 years is how to get through tough times, whether that be a pandemic or an impossible math test. Although one chapter may be ending, I can't wait to see what the next chapter has in store for us all. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our next valedictorian, Logan Napier.
4 years ago, I was told to enjoy every day because high school is over before you even know it. Only when you're about to graduate does it hit you how true that statement is. But I can't complain. I've made many great friends and countless memories along the way, and to be honest, I really wish I had just a little bit more time. When I started high school, I was indifferent about it. I hated waking up every morning doing homework, but I also liked being around other people. As time went on, I slowly started to love being at school. Whether it was playing Seth ball and wellness or trying to memorize Shakespeare before one of Miss Manning's tests, freshman year was pretty fun. Then came sophomore year of 2020. It was a terrible time for all of us, but how will I ever forget that 5-month summer vacation? When junior year started in the fall, I realized I had a lot of lost time to make up for, and I decided that from there on now I had to make the most of each and every day because I was running out of time. That day feels just like yesterday, but it was also the start of the best 2 years of my life. Junior year dual credit classes were a blast. I have to thank Marlon Kernut for having the best United States history class around, but I also had to make an apology to Coach Klein, Coach Pooch, and Coach Shipley. If you ever wondered why Lance and I were late after dual days, it's because we stopped at McDonald's before practice. Every time. I also have to thank them for all that they taught me and all the fun we had running spread. Since sophomore year soccer got canceled 3 games in, this was the first year that I really got to enjoy it. I have to say that soccer's been the most fun in the sport I've ever had, whether it was slide tackling someone for no reason, playing Austin East on UT's field, or blasting 2013 pop songs on the bus rides home. Soccer never had a dull moment. To those friends that already graduated, Coach Lori and Coach Matt Neverstitch, thank you for some of my best high school memories. Then came senior year, which really started with summer football. It's hard to believe it's been a year since I was called into the auditorium to meet Coach McPherson. He brought a completely different offense and culture. We all live by the saying, no individuality, and we became one big family. I will always hold this season near and dear to my heart, and while I miss football, there comes a time for all of us when we have to hang up our cleats. However, I would still give the world for one more round of dog-eat-dog. This season holds some of my favorite memories I've ever had, and I would like to thank my team for always having my back during a game and for my favorite football season. I would also like to thank Coach McPherson for the way he's transformed our program and for teaching me about life. Thank you, Coach Lambert, for always including God and never forgetting a post-practice or pre-game prayer. And thank you, Coach Ben, for being there for me as long as I can remember and watching me grow up. As much as I hate to admit it, I love school this year, and I have several teachers I'd like to thank. Mr. Snyder, thank you for being the best chemistry teacher there is. Kids like us are lucky to have a passionate teacher like you who cares about our future. Not to mention you can cook like no other. Coach Shipley, thank you for being an excellent teacher and coach. It's not every day you get to watch old football highlights or talk about sports. Thank you, Miss Neely, for letting Lance and I play doubles in tennis. Don't ever forget that we beat you on our second day of practice. Last but not least, I have to thank Miss Summer. I have to say Econ and Personal Finance was my favorite class I ever had. I don't think there was a single day I was not almost in tears laughing. Thank you for putting up with our table and always making class enjoyable. I owe a big thanks to those in my life outside of school. While they're probably in the stands already tearing up, I owe them this one. To my mom and dad, thank you for the wonderful childhood you've given me. Thank you for the long hours at work to provide for me and for always pushing me to be my best and do the right thing. I would not be here without you all, and I love you more than you will ever know. To my sister Carly, I owe you the world. You have always been there for me through thick and thin, and I'm extremely blessed to have a sister like you. I can't tell you enough how much I love you. I also want to thank my friends for the countless laughs and for always being there for me. I have a story with each of you that I would love to share right now, but I think we know they are better left unsaid for plenty of reasons. When I'm at college missing home, I'll always look back on our endless number of shenanigans. My biggest and most important thank you goes to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without you, I would not be here today. You've blessed me with the academics to be able to speak here, as well as all the people in my life who have made my time here enjoyable. I owe it all to you. I would like to end this with a little advice for everyone who's still in school. You may not realize it, but you don't have much time left. Enjoy it and make the most out of each day because it's over before you know it. Be thankful for even the bad days, and when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Our next valedictorian speaking will be Oscar Nieves Acosta.
Thank you, Logan. Good evening, everyone. My name is Oscar Nieves Acosta, and I, just like everyone surrounding me, am part of the class of 2022. I feel honored and very privileged to be up here speaking for my class and to everyone in the crowd. It feels like just yesterday I was sitting in my first grade classroom, Miss Tiffany's classroom in Elmhurst, when I was first told the year I would be graduating. 2022, that's so far away, I remember thinking. I'm sure most of us here thought the same thing, but alas, the day is here. It's gonna be hard to adjust to life outside of high school. All we've known these past 4 years were the early mornings, late practices, homework, and my favorite part, playing with the band at the Friday night football games. And to think our lives are only just beginning. There's still so much more waiting for us. All I can hope for is that everyone makes the best of this time and goes on to achieve great things. I'd like to thank some people at this time. I'd like to thank the lifelong friends that I've made throughout high school. Without you all, I would not be standing here today. I'd also like to thank Ms. Barnard and Ms. Cook for saving our band program and pushing me to become a better musician and giving me an amazing band season full of lessons, laughs, and memories. Lastly, I want to thank my parents for being my biggest inspirations in life. Por todos sus sacrificios, yo puedo estar aquí y les puedo decir gracias por todo lo que hicieron por mí y le voy a seguir echando ganas. Never forget the people who were there for you throughout your high school career. As our senior year comes to a close, I want to wish every one of us Godspeed and good luck out in the real world. Our next valedictorian is Lance Owens.
Everyone always says high school is the quickest 4 years of your life, and I never truly believed that until now. It seems like just yesterday when I walked through those front doors as a freshman, thinking I had all the time in the world. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for being right by my side every single step of the way and the opportunities He's blessed me with. It is only because of Him that I'm even standing here talking to you all today. I'd also like to thank my parents for putting up with me for all these years and raising me to be the man I am today. I'd like to thank all the friends I've made for the memories I'll never forget. I'd like to thank Coach Klein for my first 3 years of football. I'd like to thank Coach Whitaker and Coach Kate for not only being great coaches, but great friends as well. I'd like to thank Coach Laurie and Coach Matt for giving me an extra season of football. I'd like to thank Coach McPherson for coming in and truly changing the culture and making my senior season the best it could be. I'd like to thank all the sports I've played for the friends they've given me, lessons they've taught me, and memories they've given me. I'll never forget the Thursday practices before a football game, shoot-arounds, and bus rides blasting Taylor Swift, and everything in between. I'd like to thank Coach Snyder for not only being a great coach, but a great teacher as well. Also for all the steaks, hot dogs, chicken, burgers, and anything else you could grill. I'd like to thank Miss Summer for all the times me and Logan would sit in your room in third block and talk about anything and everything. I'd like to thank Miss Neely for all the pink starbursts me and Logan stole, and for teaching us how to actually play tennis, even though we beat you 6-2 in our first game. Lastly, I'd like to thank Cumberland Gap High School for 4 years that I'll surely never forget. If I could say anything to the underclassmen, it would be to enjoy these years while you have them, because they really do fly by, and once they're gone, you never get them back. I wish my classmates the best of luck going forward, and I hope they all do great things in the years to come. I'll never forget my time here. I'm truly thankful for every second of it. Thank you. Our next valedictorian speaking will be Trace Provins.
Good evening. I would like to start this speech by thanking everyone who has ever met me. I would like to end this speech by walking back to my seat. I'm not going to make this about my achievements. There are too few to make a working speech. I'm not going to make this about the joy that I get from knowing I actually pulled this off, and yes, I'm as surprised as most of you are. Instead, I'm going to make this speech about the memories the school has given me. Some of these memories are vague, some of these are permanently ingrained in my head. Like the time that Hallie Green, who had just received her driver's license, slammed into the school gate days later. And who could forget the day Mr. Burkhart was subbing for a class of mine and I dented his Chromebook. Yeah, that wasn't a good one. I remember the pool on the roof the seniors had told me about my freshman year and how much the tickets cost to use it. I remember Nate Hadmaker throwing his back out on squats when I was spotting him. I remember watching a senior football game and staring in amazement as I noticed we did not pass the ball one single time. I remember Logan Napier getting egged when he failed the egg toss game at a pep rally. I remember Brian Hubbard, who most kids called Hub. We never talked and he kind of scared me, but I know he did right by those kids he had in his class. I remember Tyler Nelson, and although I only knew him for a short time, I could tell how important he was to the people he left behind at our school. You never know how bright a light burns in your life before the flame runs out. A flame like Michaela Sky Kutcher, who I knew through friends to be a kind-hearted individual who made a lasting impact on those around her. Fly high, butterfly. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, I would like to thank the people behind me, the people who stood with me through this journey. I consider each and every one of you a friend. None of you could ever do anything to lose the friend that you have in me. Thank you, faculty, for your patience with me. Thank you, coaches, for your time with me. Thank you, Mom, Dad, and Olivia for your love of me. And thank you for everyone who's been with me. And as Mr. Shipley said to AJ Powell many, many times, I'll be seeing you later. Thank you. Our next valedictorian speaking is Ethan Jared Slusher.
Thank you, Trace. As I stand up here today with this amazing honor of being one of Cumberland Gap's class of 2022's valedictorians, I can say my hard work finally paid off. However, I can't take all the credit for getting to where I am today. I would like to thank my mother and my father for always pushing me to do my best and want better in life. Next, my thank goes out to all my coaches that have and still push me to achieve my goals. My teachers that were always willing to help me learn rather than here's the information, learn it. And a final thank you to my amazing guidance staff that helped in any way they could whenever it was needed. Many times people get up here and worry about what is ahead of them and not what they've left behind. I will miss many parts of being a student athlete at Cumberland Gap, but the memories that I will miss most are the long tension-filled football practices where everyone wants to get better and the shenanigans during soccer. Now it is sad that in a few weeks we will all barely see each other, but I will never forget any bit of the time here and the lessons I have learned as a student, as an athlete, and as a friend. And I'm proud to say, sky's the limit. Thank you. Next, our salutatorian, Bryson Ellis.
It is my honor to stand before you today. I would like to begin by saying my experience here at Cumberland Gap High School has been a pleasant one. From suiting up with my team on the football field to trying to cram in a study session during third blocks, I could always count on great memories with great people. The past 4 years, I have had the blessing to make great memories with my friends here at Cumberland Gap High School. While in the process of making these memories, we probably have also created some nightmares for a few teachers. But in all seriousness, I could not have asked for a better high school experience. An experience highlighted by Friday nights on the football field, pep rallies before rival games, and Rocky Top playing on the intercom after a big Tennessee win. First, I would like to thank those who helped me get to where I am today. I would like to thank the administration here at Cumberland Gap, as well as the staff and great teachers who were my lifeboat when I felt like I was drowning. I would also like to thank my coaches, Coach Klein, Coach Lambert, Coach Ben, Coach McPherson, Coach Kennedy, Coach Steve, and anyone else who helped shape me on and off the field. I would like to thank my mom, dad, brother, and the rest of my family for pushing me to be a great student and providing me with great role models. I also want to give thanks to my friends who have been bright spots for me on my darkest days. Most importantly, I would like to thank God for guiding me on my high school journey and helping me weather the storms I have faced along the way. Without all of these people, I could not be here today. Senior year is a year of last. The last time playing that rivalry game, the last field trip, the last time wearing our Lettermans, the last time playing a game of basketball in the gym, or the last time being in the student section, or the last time listening to Cheyenne tell Miss Millett about her breakfast. But none of these last are as important as the days. Today is the last time we are all together as a unified class. As we leave here today, it is important to remember that all of these lasts have given us memories we will cherish and share for the rest of our lives. We have created stories that remind us of each other when we are far apart or have not stayed in touch. While we disperse to many different fields and life paths, we all will be able to recollect the times that made us laugh until we couldn't breathe, cheer until our voices were gone, or just brought us closer together. To my fellow graduates, looking back to see what our class has accomplished is breathtaking. In our 4 years, we have survived the transition to online schooling, and then the transition back to traditional schooling, late nights filled with homework, and we even made it through that difficult freshman English class. And through it all, we have prevailed with gleaming success. This class will be remembered as one that has persevered, and I know going forward in life, each and every one of us will continue to do so. While life's difficulties do not stop with high school, I'm confident that we will continue the success stories that we began together 4 years ago as we walked in the doors of Cumberland Gap as students for the first time. I'll leave you with this. Today, we flip the page to a new chapter. We enter the next stage of our lives. We are at the starting line of life, and as Ronald Reagan once said, life is one grand sweet song, so start the music. Thank you.
Thank you guys, great job with your speeches. At this time we will be presenting the Panther of the Year Award, and as you can see, it was a very difficult decision from our faculty, but each year our faculty selects a student that goes above and beyond the daily activities of a high school student. This year they have selected a person that has an amazing passion for others, their school, and their family. This student has represented our senior class and our school with honor. It is my honor to present this year's Panther of the Year Award to Mr. Trace Province. Mr. Province is also qualified for the state track meet in shot put and discus. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Keck as she will come forward and confer the degrees.
Bryson was talking about last. This is the last class that I had as principal, so now they're seniors, so this is one of my last also. So I'm very proud of these guys. I started with them, and I'm very honored to be here as they finish. With the authority trusted in me by the state of Tennessee and the Claiborne County Board of Education, I confer the degrees that they have earned. Thank you.
Graduates, please rise. Jordan K. Akers. Kaylee D. Baird. Brian Christopher Baker. Emily G. Bakies. Corey A. Barton. Isabella Grace Baumgartner. John C. Bingham. Sierra N. Boughton. Nicholas Gage Bray. Jaden T. Brock. John S. Brogan. Wes D. Bunch. Brianna May Burnett. Samuel Kane Carter. Drew J. Cloutier. Chelsea M. Compton. Christian A. Crumley. Our honorary graduate, Michaela S. Kutcher. Caitlin M. Daniels. Destiny Hope Davis. Jacob A. Davis. Alexis Duncan. Stephen S. Jadel. Riley W. Edwards. Kelsey Faith Elliott. Bryson R. Ellis. Anna Grace Ellison. Jacob T. Ellison. Dylan Ellison. Cage M. Ely. Eli G. Estes. Janelle Alina Farmer. Jonathan Michael Fettinger. Abby M. Fultz. Kaylee Daisy Fultz. Kylie A. Fultz. Jeremiah J. Fusen. Trevor L. Fusen. Catherine May Gilbert. Cheyenne Elise Gordon. Matthew I. Graves. Dylan C. Green. Hallie Elise Green. Ariana R. Harris. Avery G. Hatfield. Olin Isaac Heck. Ranger B. Hensley. Samuel J. Hinkle. Delilah R. Hubner. Grayson A. Hurd. Caleb H. Hurst. Jeremiah A. Irvin. Nicholas D. Irvin. Aiden W. Jackson. Allie Faith Johnson. Elijah J. Lawson. Anna N. Lee. Cameron Bear Lott. Haley Brianna Lester. Sarah Kate Lott. Maddie A. Maiden. Matthew R. Malacote. Sydney F. McWilliams. Samuel Lonnie James Merida. Olivia Grace Metzger. James T. Mills. James Tyler Miracle. Casey Elizabeth Miracle. Blake Mize. Madison D. Mize. Samara R. Mize. Taylor G. Mize. Madison A. Money. Justin E. Moore. Madison Alexandria Mullins, who is also receiving her associate's degree from Walter State. Haley A. News. James Cody Myers. Ryan K. Nance. Logan J. Napier. Oscar I. Nieves Acosta. Alexia J. Norris. Freddie D. North. Hannah R. Nuskowski. Aurora Rose Osborne. Jacob S. Osborne. Kobe L. Overton. David Lance Owens. CJ Parton. Gabriel N. Peterson. AJ Powell. Natalie F. Powers. Cameron Trace Province. Joseph Dantana Ramey Jarvis. McCaitlin A. Ramsey. Noah Peanut Ramsey. Noah B. Robertson. Emily E. Russell. Sherman McKinley Russell. Ben R. Schatz. Amelia R. Sereno. Whitley Ray Shuford. Ashley L. Singleton. Autumn N. Singleton. Mary Beth Skaggs. Jared Ethan Slusher. Alexandria C. Smith. Taquan Q. Smith. Angel M. Stegall. Mia Page Sutton. Alexis F. Vanover. Rusty Watcher. Keegan W. Wade. Lily N. Wilder. Aiden T. Williams. Christian A. Williams. Jordan M. Wilson. Jalen Kendrea Witherspoon. Michael A. Young. And now, with our closing remarks, Mr. Noah Robertson.
Before we bow our heads and close our eyes to go to the Lord in prayer, take a moment to look around you. This is the last time we will all be here together in one place as we are now. Matthew 18:20 tells us where two or more are gathered in his name, he is here among us. And we know Michaela is with us. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for the blessing of being able to celebrate this achievement. We are thankful for the parents, teachers, coaches, and classmates that have helped us over the past 4 years. We know that these blessings come from you. As we go into the workforce, college, or military, may your hand guide the decisions we make and the passions we pursue. May our hearts reflect your love and truth. And Father, may we live a life that reveals the hope found in Jesus Christ. Amen.
Graduates, if you would please stand. And if you would, at this time, move your tassels to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to present to you the newest alumni class of Cumberland Gap High School, the class of 2022.